Cancer, welcome to your astrology reading for the month of March. And so before I get started, this is going to be most accurate for your rising sign. It is still going to be accurate for your sun sign, but the way that the horoscopes are written, it is actually more accurate for your rising sign. So the rising sign is your ascendant or your first house, your house of self. And so if you're pulling a free birth chart off the internet, you would just need to know the time, the place, where you were born, and you'll be able to see that. It's also called your ascendant. Still applicable for your sun sign. It's how you express yourself, and so this is still going to be applicable from that lens. And then usually the third one is the moon sign, just to kind of round everything out, because that is how you process everything from that emotional lens. And so just kind of thinking about it from that perspective, and then just really jumping into March. So March is a mix of both Pisces and Aries energy. I mean, we have a little bit more in the mix, but it's primarily those two. And so for you, this is going to impact your 9th and 10th houses. Your 9th house is all about growth, expansion, long distance travel. Your 10th house is all about career and public reputations. So you're going to find that those two houses are pretty much highlighted throughout the month. And a lot of times they're highlighted together. And so kind of jumping right into this, Mercury enters Aries. That happens on the 9th at 11:03 p.m. Eastern time. And so when that happens, Mercury, Chiron, and the North Node are all in Aries. And so this is all occupying your 10th house of career and public reputation. When this happens, Mercury is going to be conjunct the sun in Pisces. So the sun in Pisces is all about going after your dreams, expressing what it is that you want, because that Pisces energy is that dream. Like if you think about your goals and your long-term goals, that's what that represents. And then with the Mercury energy here, Mercury's communication, it's also how you process information. Aries can be a little direct. It is definitely combative at times. Probably not going to be the case here because of where it's impacting you on your chart, but it is about maybe some sort of excitable expression when it comes to your dreams. It's about really being passionate and driven to discuss something here, because Aries is sitting in your 10th house. And so when it comes to the communication that you're going to have, it's very passionate, very driven type of communication here. And then 9th house in Pisces, it's about, okay, how do I take this communication? How do I communicate in such a way that leads to growth? That leads me to my ultimate goals for myself. Is it maybe that you're communicating something about higher education, pursuing some sort of advanced degree, or maybe some certification that you need from work? Because those are all 9th house energies. And so this is a really nice blend of energies in order to advance your career using that. Mercury is also going to be conjunct Neptune and Pisces. So again, really kind of focusing here on those big picture goals you have for yourself. And it's a little bit more than just your career. And Mercury is sitting in that house, but really this Pisces energy is occupying this 9th house. And so in this 9th house, this is the dreams around you holistically, because this is that big picture. This is, I'm getting like, see things from a different perspective. And it really is, okay, if you took that 30,000 foot view of yourself, of your life, are you going after what you want? If not, what do you want to do about it? Because that's what's happening here. Mercury is giving you this opportunity to really communicate what you need right now in your career to help you achieve those goals. Mercury is also going to be sextile Pluto in Aquarius. And so again, we've got Mercury sitting in your career. We've got Aquarius sitting in your 8th house. And so your 8th house energy, this is a tricky one here. So the 8th house energy is all about death and rebirth. So there is some sort of transformation that's taking place, but there's something about this related to finances. I was thinking of it through the lens of like any kind of intimacy issues that would be holding you back. Is there something that, and this is not going to be true for everybody, this is going to be specific for maybe a handful of people, because this is what I was initially thinking, that in your personal relationships, if you've been manipulated or taught to believe that you aren't enough in that relationship, that could easily spill over into your career. And so that 8th house energy here with this sextile Pluto and Aquarius, it would be removing those barriers. It would removing that mindset that says you're not enough. This would equate to a transformation that was needed in order for you to grow in your career. There was some sort of limiting behavior when it came to that type of environment, that type of relationship that prevented you from moving forward in other areas of your life, and in this case, specifically your career. And so this would relate to it in that way. The eighth house is actually also other people's money. And so what kind of actions or maybe what kind of communication are you taking right now in your career that can also impact you financially? What kind of money do you want to get from your employer? What kind of raise are you looking for? Are you looking for a promotion? Are you looking to change jobs, change companies? Whatever it is, I mean, this eighth house energy is really giving you the green light to make some necessary changes here, because that Pluto in Aquarius, once it understands what you're trying to achieve, it's going to remove anything that blocks you from doing it. That's what it's here to do. So it's really positive in that way. Then we have the new moon in Pisces just a few hours later. So this is going to be on the 10th at 4 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. And so at this time, the moon, the sun, Saturn, and Neptune are all going to be in Pisces. And so right away, the sun and the moon, this is what the new moon is. They're at the same degree point in the sky. So they're on top of each other. And so the two of them together, so the sun is how you express yourself. The moon is how you process everything emotionally. And collectively, they're going to be conjunct Neptune and Pisces. So thinking about your dreams, how do you want to express yourself? Are you expressing yourself in a way that aligns with how you're internally feeling about the entire situation? Are they in alignment here? And so this is what it's giving you this opportunity to do. It is sitting in your ninth house. And so again, think about it from this big picture perspective. What is it that you're trying to achieve? What is it that you want here? Because you're getting this really almost a green light to express exactly what it is that you want and then go after it. We'll also have the sun and moon conjunct Saturn at the same time. So again, all sitting in this Pisces energy, all sitting in your dreams, your goals, everything that you want in life, that energy, that house. So this is all sitting in that ninth house energy, thinking again, big picture, what is it you're trying to achieve? And so focusing here on, okay, what is it I'm trying to achieve? And that's step one. Step two is the Saturn energy. Okay, let's create an action plan. What are the steps necessary in order to go after that goal, to achieve the results that you're seeking, expressing yourself in a way that aligns with your heart space, that really keeping that head and heart aligned in that way? So thinking about it through that lens and just the impact that it has to you. And then on the 11th, we have Venus entering Pisces. So that happens at 5:51 p.m. Eastern time. And so when that happens, Venus, Saturn, Sun, and Neptune are all in the sign of Pisces. And so right away, we've got Venus in Pisces. It's in a conjunction with Mars in Aquarius. We've actually been experiencing some of this energy. We've had different conjunctions with Mars and Venus. They've been in the same sign, they've been in different signs. That's been happening. And so they're in different signs right now. And so Venus and Pisces. So Venus is all about what you value, what you want, including relationships, because Venus is the ruler of relationships. Then we also have Mars in Aquarius. So this is any kind of actions that are needed in order to liberate you. And so when we look at them in a conjunction together, it is about, okay, what do we need to do in order to get this Venus and Pisces energy? What actions do I need to take? What barriers do I need to strip in order to make this happen? And so for you, this is going to impact your ninth house and your eighth house. And so ninth house, this again, coming back to that big picture that you have for yourself. What are your goals in general in life? What do you want to achieve in this life? And then from an eighth house perspective, so this could be some of those relationship issues that may have come up in the past. And so eighth house in Aquarius, Mars is going to remove any kind of barriers that prevent you from going after your goals. Like maybe you have a goal of getting married, but maybe you've always had really terrible relationships where you felt controlled, manipulated, or used in some sort of way. This Mars in Aquarius energy would remove that. It would remove that barrier so that it didn't continue to happen, so that you could actually then go after the type of relationship that you wanted. And so that would be that eighth house, ninth house connection. It's also giving you this opportunity to heal through any of those issues, any kind of intimacy issues in general. It's giving you an opportunity here to transform the way you see relationships, the way that maybe you see, and the control can come from other people's money, because I just got that too. So it could be that money is a factor here and you've always had to rely on somebody else for the money, but now you're being given an opportunity to really heal from thinking it always has to come from somebody else. Why can't you make it for yourself? What kind of transformation needs to take place in order for you to heal from that energy so now you can create your own abundance here? So that's actually a pretty powerful one for you. And then we have the sun enter Aries. So that happens on the 19th. That happens at 11:07 p.m. Eastern time. And so this is the vernal equinox. So in the Northern Hemisphere, it is the start of spring. And I love to see that because of warmer temperatures. But there's 2 days in the year where it's 12 hours of sun, 12 hours of night. And this is one of them. And so right away, we have the sun trine moon in Leo. Sun in Aries, the moon in Leo, both fire signs. So this is a really passionate way to start the new astrological year. And I love to see it because the sun in Aries is about expressing yourself, but it's really being open and direct and honest about what it is that you want here. The moon in Leo is a creative expression. So it's really kind of aligning the two here. I love it because that trine energy is a very easygoing energy. And so for you, this falls into your career. It also falls into your personal finances. And so with this Aries energy and this second house energy, what are you doing within your career that helps increase your personal finances? Or is there something connected to your personal finances that helps make changes into your career that helps you go after exactly what you want here? Because that career goals have been showing up all along. So now what we're focused on here is your personal wealth as it relates to your career. And so really thinking about the two and how they interact with each other. Then we have the sun, and so I'm getting bonus. I don't know if this is the time of year that people get bonuses, but if you are a Cancer and this actually comes into play, this would indicate some sort of bonus connected to your work as well. So take that as it resonates. It's not going to apply to everybody. Not everybody is bonus eligible and not everybody gets paid them this time of year. And so the next piece of this is Sun in Aries conjunct Neptune and Pisces. And so Neptune and Pisces is all about going after your dreams. Neptune and Pisces, again, sitting in your 9th house. And so kind of thinking of what your big picture goals are for yourself. What are your dreams for yourself? And so when it comes to your career, again, what actions are you taking to advance those goals? Because it really should be that way and not the other way around. You don't live to work, you work to live. And so it is taking it from that perspective. And so taking the steps you need now in order to secure a future for yourself later, that also does play into that second house of wealth, where you are taking career steps now that maybe give you an opportunity to save money, give you an opportunity to maybe spend differently or invest in something that will yield some sort of return later that allows you to maybe retire early or something along those lines. We'll also have the sun sextile Pluto in Aquarius. And so again, that 10th house is highlighted here. Pluto in Aquarius is all about tearing down structures that just don't need to be there. And so what's happening right now, because that Pluto in Aquarius is sitting in your 8th house. And so you're going to see a lot of transformation taking place roughly over the next 20 years when it comes to some sort of transformation within yourself. And right now it's connected to your career. And so is there some sort of limitation that you've been feeling when it comes to maybe the type of money that you earn? Because that's an 8th house theme. It's not just about intimacy issues and control issues. It is about other people's money. And so that includes your employer. And so when it comes to the 8th house in Aquarius, is there an opportunity here for you to make more money? What changes, what are you communicating in your career that maybe help that maybe create this opportunity for you to make more money in your career? Is it at the same job? Is it at a different job? Is it going out on your own? There is this really strong connection between other people's money, and it would be any kind of earned money. So anybody paying you would be that type of 8th house energy. Then we have Mars enter Pisces. So that happens on the 22nd at 7:48 p.m. Eastern time. And so when that happens, Mars, Venus, Saturn, and Neptune are all in the sign of Pisces. But right away, Mars is opposite the moon in Virgo. And so Mars in Pisces is all centered around actions related to your dreams. That's what Mars is. Mars takes action. Mars does not sit around and wait for things to happen. This is an action-oriented planet. And the moon in Virgo. So moon in Virgo is all about being in service to other people. It's a healing type of energy. It is very detail-oriented. As an earth sign, it's also very grounded. And so when you're thinking about, okay, how do I look at these two together? Mars in Pisces, a moon in Virgo, it is about taking maybe some of these dreams, some of these actions that you're trying to do that may not be so clear. And let's get down into the details. Let's feel what is right here, because it is about feeling. It is that moon energy. And so it's about grounding it in your emotions to say, you know what, that feels right, that doesn't. Those are the actions I should take, those aren't. And so it's about finding that balance that way in order to be able to move forward. And for you, where this really impacts you is ninth house, third house, because this is an opposition. So ninth house, again, big picture, what is it that you want? Third house, what are those details? It is also about long distance travel, short distance travel. Those are definite themes here, but it's probably more about the big picture versus the details more than anything else. Any kind of communication, third house is also about communication. So is there some way to ground the communication here that maybe has been a little bit, because we had Mercury in Pisces, is there any way to kind of ground that communication in reality so that you are only coming up with things or saying things that can actually come to fruition? We'll also have Mars square Uranus and Taurus. And so Uranus and Taurus. Taurus is a very grounded energy. It's an earth sign. Venus is the ruler, so it is all about what you value, what you want, what you find beautiful. Uranus is the tower in tarot. And so this is about sudden change. And with Mars in Pisces, so the actions that you're taking as they relate to your dreams, in a challenging position with any kind of changes that are taking place as they relate to what it is that you want, what it is that you value. Could be money, could be relationships. And so for you, this is between your ninth house and your 11th house. So your ninth house sitting here with that Mars energy, with the actions that you're trying to take as they relate to your dreams. The Uranus and Taurus is sitting in your 11th house with your community. So is there something here in your community that needs to change or is changing that is creating some sort of challenge when it comes to what you see for yourself from a big picture perspective? Is there something within your tribe that's changing? Is there some sort of dynamic here that's changing? Or maybe it's you need to change your tribe, or maybe you need to add to your tribe. You need to do some sort of modification here so that you kind of stay on course for yourself to be able to achieve the goals that you've set. And then we have the full moon in Libra. So that happens on the 25th at 3 o'clock in the morning. And so this is actually a lunar eclipse, because we are in Aries Libra eclipse season. And so Libra being the south node, Aries being the north node. Libra is all about balance, partnership. Aries is all about doing things on his or her own. That's the energy of these two. And so for you, this is about your 4th house and your 10th house. Your 4th house is Libra. So it's about finding balance here when it comes to your home life. But it is also about what actions are you taking in your career, because that's the Aries energy. And so this feels a lot like work-life balance. What actions are you taking? Where do you need to find balance? I mean, this is really that type of energy. It is about giving you some sort of opportunity here to identify where things are not aligned, where things are not in balance with each other. We'll also have the moon opposite Neptune and Pisces. And so again, there's something here that's not balanced in your home life that might be preventing you from achieving one of these goals that you've set for yourself, because that 9th house Pisces energy is still there. It's still, this is your overarching, or maybe multiple overarching goals that you've had for yourself. And there's something happening in your 4th house, in your house of home, that's preventing you from doing that. So what it's doing is it's actually highlighting all of this for you so that it can come to the surface and be addressed. This is definitely something that will come to the surface here because it's an eclipse. You can't miss it. We'll also have the moon trine Pluto in Aquarius. And so where things are starting to come to light, and this is really all happening at the same time, all this energy overlaps each other. And so when you identify what in your home life needs to be adjusted in order for you to be able to achieve the goals that you've set for yourself, this Pluto and Aquarius energy is now going to break down those restrictions. It's going to remove those blocks. It's going to remove any kind of barrier to achieving those goals. And so this is really, for you, this is 4th house, 8th house. The 8th house energy is a transformation energy. So this is that Aquarius, 8th house, maybe some sort of intimacy issues here need to be broken down. 4th house, so that you can adjust your home life to have that maybe it's going to come down to relationships. And I'm going to use that as the example because that's the one that's crystal clear to me right now. So any kind of control or intimacy issues that happen here in the 8th house with a significant other, they're obviously a part of your home life. Whether this is a past relationship, current relationship, doesn't matter. It leaves an imprint. And so there's creating some sort of imbalance in your home life because maybe you're too scared to get married again or to get married in the first place because of the relationships that you've had or have that kind of life partner that you're seeking. And it relates to that that person from the past, but that's preventing you also from achieving your goal of finding that life partner. And so this would be a structure. This would be something that needs to transform within you in order for you to have that balanced home life so that you can have the relationships that you want. So Cancer, this is the reading for March. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.